right, Cam. Finished our video shoot, got some Friday Fives done. Um, Looking back at 2019, how would you describe it and elaborate on it?
Yeah, 2019 at Community Boost, I would say it's honestly been my most fun year. I think it's been our highest impact year. That's, not just saying that, that's why we all joined this mission to empower social ventures changing the world. It's naturally had its ups and downs, but I would say way more ups than downs. It's um, it's been really cool. In 2019, we 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 went from in 2018 serving 140 nonprofits to in 2019 serving close to 200. I think we worked with about 180, and then we did, all these like pilot programs with Google, some pro bono accelerators, things like that. And that doesn't even include a lot of the big stages, big speaking engagements. So I do think it was incredibly high impact this year, and that's why we're in this. It's been really exciting to also move up market a little bit. Yeah, we work with organizations of all sizes, but to have earned the seat at the table with some of the biggest nonprofit brands in the world it's exciting, it's inspiring, and we learn from the best, and we get to help the best by becoming, in my opinion, some of the best at Google Ad Grants, Google Ads, Facebook and Instagram ads for nonprofits, and that's really cool. That's huge, and some of the case studies we're going to be rolling out from this year end are going to be really exciting. But you naturally hit certain growing pains. We went from 17 team members in December last year to 26. So how do we be great teachers? How do we, bring in people from other organizations who've learned things a little differently to really get into our system to hit their own flow state? I think overall we've done a great job there as well, but there's probably ways I would do things differently. But it's been really cool, man. We're now managing over $1 million a month in our current ad grant client MCC. That's amazing. Like that's hundreds of thousands of visitors every single month being sent to great causes that need awareness. We went from last year, we were just trying to say, hey, do nonprofits want to do Facebook and Instagram ads for real? To this year, it's like a core channel, and we've gotten really good at it. And I can't wait for some of these case studies at year end to go public. And yeah.
2019, in the beginning, you kind of had an understanding like, oh, things are moving to the phone. Attention is where, that's where people's attention is at. How has that surprised you, or how has that done exactly what you thought in, like shifting into the social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think just the digital world is, it's an omni-channel experience, right? It's clear that's where people's attention is at. We want to market where that attention is at. We're always trying to get better there. I would say, most of what we were encouraging our clients to do is right, but also really just trying to encourage our nonprofit partners not just to do certain channels, but to move faster and like grow the muscle needed to try things, to fail a bit more, because the only constant in the digital world is change, and we have to test faster. And it's, I've been doing this for nonprofits for over 8 years now, and I've seen some of the biggest, nonprofit brands go from startups to absolute massive following, and that is something that they became great at. And I think that's ultimately what we're trying to do, because while we're really bullish on Facebook and Instagram ads this year, it might be something else in 2020. It might be text to give. It might be new ways of giving online. Like you always got to be playing in those new arenas too, because that's where the land grab is. That's where you can like gain momentum quickly.
And you mentioned failures, just growing as a company. Talk about some of your things that you took risks on, that you succeeded in, things that you failed in, what you
Sure.
learned.
Yeah, I think it's super important to talk very candidly when we don't do great work. And I think for the vast majority of our accounts, I mean, we keep track of our what we call our net promoter score, how likely our nonprofit partners are to promote us to their friends or colleagues. And so if a not ideal score comes in, we talk about that. We have a full team post-mortem, like why? What's going on here? What happened? What are we not going to do here again? Did we oversell this? Did we just not do something like, or did we really predict that something would happen here? There's always great learnings there, and we are just huge on a candid culture, and that's like the honestly a huge part of our secret sauce is, I can have the youngest team member in this company say, Cameron, I really think this build or whatever I did was done poorly, and I can turn around and say, hey, you know, you did these things well in this meeting, but you really could have improved here, or you really need to strengthen your understanding here. And we do that fast. We do that in real time, and that's huge. And honestly, it's like what our team wants. And if you don't want that, like you're typically not going to thrive at Community Boost. But I mean, we on the client front, we definitely we're growing, but I think we've always tried to stay in our lane and do things that we are great at. Google ads, ad grants, Facebook and Instagram ads. We're always experimenting, but not with the majority of our client roster, right? Like we're always trying channels. I mean, we've been doing a ton of time and work into LinkedIn ads and YouTube ads. But if we start to, sell those to a client, we're really transparent. Hey, this is new. We're gonna do this cheaper for you. And yet, we also have to always be innovating, right? So, I mean, we tried some other new things too that didn't work. There's plenty of things that didn't work, and we want to make those bets, but we try to take impact measurement to the nonprofit space this year. We had a team member who's super passionate about it and had a background in it, and ultimately, I think every nonprofit should be doing it, true social impact measurement. But I think we're a bit early to market, and we built out a tremendous framework, but yet we didn't gain a lot of traction. And we're understanding why. We're actually going to put out a whole recap about that, and we might open source everything we worked on for the full year because I do think it can impact causes. But yeah.
Pointing out a couple big milestones. Company culture has been a big thing you focused on, and it's grown a lot with doubling almost our people. Going to New York, Statue of Liberty, San Francisco. How are these things helping you get to your goal of like an East Coast office, 50 employees, like video agency?
Yeah.
What have you taken away to help you grow into those things that you want?
Sure. I mean, you hit on some big mission moments there, but I mean, I want to be clear. Like the goal of this company is not to just scale people and scale revenue, right? It's to make a big impact. It's to take, amazing purpose-driven talent from lower yield to higher yield, to build the future leaders of the social sector, which I do believe we are. But and we want to grow. We want to grow our impact naturally. Um, but also we've made a lot of other things. I mean, we're started doing all this content because it's cool to work with upwards of 200 nonprofits this year, but wouldn't it be cool if we could help thousands? If we could take the learnings from Facebook and Instagram ads that we're experimenting with and tell everyone to do it for those that actually want to roll up their sleeves and be a practitioner. I mean, you hit on some major mission moments there. Like this was honestly one of the most humbling and exciting years I've had. The fact that years ago we could barely get people to be excited about this $10,000 per month Google ad grant, and we wanted to like do it for free for them, to now like sharing the stage with Michelle Hurtado of Google, the head of Ad Grants Global, some of our biggest partners of the Trevor Project and Calvin, and Nadia from the Statue of Liberty Ellis Island Foundation in Boston in front of hundreds of nonprofits was amazing. And then, taking those takeaways and running an event in New York City that you alluded to with the Ad Grants team and Charity Water, and then doing another event in San Francisco with the Ad Grants team as well. I mean, that's why we did it. We call ourselves consultants, but really we're just teachers, and we want to help nonprofits because we're great at digital. We want to teach them everything we're learning, but we learn more from our clients than they realize too about how to make a big impact. So I don't know if I necessarily answered your question, but
Pretty much. I was trying to hit those points. Let's see here. What about you personally? You wanted to get into that, or
about what?
just your overall year as a healthy person that's running a healthy company? You've gotten yourself into a lot better shape. You're drinking your water. Right there. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, I don't know. I just turned 35 yesterday, so I feel good. I mean, it's been great, and that's been fun. Some of me and myself and some of the Community Boost team wanted to hold each other accountable on the health front, so we can have more energy and be more focused, and want to live long. So that's been really great and been a big highlight for me personally this year. I mean, that it's been a great year personally. To be real, it's been a slugfest at times. I mean, in 8 years, there's been times where I've wanted to give up. But to now be in a position where we're fully bootstrapped, we've never taken outside funding, we've built a healthy business. I mean, there's always room for it to be healthier financially, but also, we're working with nonprofits, and we want to build a model where we can do great work and also serve many nonprofits. So for me, I mean, it's just like the 3 Ps in that order. And it's, the people here at Community Boost, that's a huge priority for me and for us. That's why we do what we do. And then the clients that are connected to that. And then next is like the P would be product, but really that's our service and which we treat like very systematized, but doing it great and doing these channels great and being great at what our nonprofits need us to be great at, and then we think about profit. But typically when we focus on people and the results, that comes, and it has. At times it's taken a lot longer than I had hoped, but it's been a really exciting year, and I'm really looking forward to 2020. And our team gets stronger every year. We have a really low employee turnover, and that only makes us better. But that all comes down to culture, and that's team effort. Everyone contributes to that.